Could you tell me if you were affected by Superstorm Sandy?
Sure. I personally didn't have any damage to my home, or not much really, but the community that I grew up in was like really affected. There was a lot of flooding, people lost their homes, and places that I have memories of where I would go visit all the time, like down the shore, were completely destroyed. So in a way I wasn't, but in a way I was.
Okay. And why are you here out in the freezing cold?
Well, it's twofold. Calling attention to the fact that so many people who were affected by the storm are still in the same situation that they were over a year ago. Meanwhile, the funds that were meant to go to those folks is being held by our lovely governor, and then utilized for his personal campaign to be reinaugurated, which is going to happen on Tuesday. So we're out here to call attention to that, and more so than anything, just give a voice to the folks who are still affected, who haven't gotten their lives back together yet and are still suffering.
I'm here because there's people all across New Jersey who are still suffering 14 months after Superstorm Sandy. And the reason for that suffering is not that, storm recovery is complicated. It's not that this state was hit really, really hard, even though all that's true. It's because of the people who are supposed to be doing their jobs in that building there and in other buildings in the city. And especially the governor of New Jersey, Christie, who, as far as I'm concerned, in the last, his behavior in office dealing with this storm has absolutely disqualified him for a future office and for this office as well. I think he's got to resign, and his lieutenant governor's got to resign, and he's got to fire his Sandy czar before he
Why are you
does.
here today?
I am here today. I am an organizer with Occupy Sandy, New Jersey, and we've been working on Sandy recovery throughout the state since the storm hit. And just up until this point, there is still so much more to be done anywhere that you go within New Jersey, interacting with folks that have been directly affected, folks that have families, folks that are not back to the normal living situation, some that are just so much worse now than prior to Sandy. So it's been quite an interesting journey, and just trying to help folks get back to what their normal was and even better.
I know that time has numbered my days, and I'll go along with everything you say. But I ride home laughing, look at me now.
And why Occupy? Why not just call some state congressperson or state assembly person?
We've been doing that. We've been advocating on behalf of Sandy survivors for the last 14 months. We keep running up against roadblocks.
Why, in specific, to occupy Sandy instead of just doing it through traditional methods like going and lobbying people or going through the New Jersey State Legislature?
Well, because I think one of the things that happens all the time with legislature and going through these normal channels is the voice of the people doesn't get heard. You have all these big words and all these laws that pass and these different things that pass where the voiceless are never, represented. And so this is a direct approach where, someone is affected in the community, and like we did with Occupy Sandy, there was no red tape. We would find out what they needed and get it to them. There was no, we have to sign this bill, we have to go through this method, and we have to go through this organization, and we have to have this person talk to us. No, you need something, tell us and we'll get it to you. And it's in the same way where, if you have an issue and it hasn't been addressed, speak about it and we'll give you a forum to do so. And so that's what we're doing.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Occupy's the way to go. Solidarity with the communities and giving people a voice to help themselves, help each other, come together, have a particular message and a community feel, and that's just the way to go.
my nose up to the glass around your heart. I should have known I was weaker from the start. You'll build your walls, and I will